You've been speaking out on these sorts of issues for quite some time. We spoke to you, first time a couple of years ago when you faced disciplinary action for saying during a discussion at university, where you should be able to have these discussions on transgender issues in an online seminar, that women were born with female genitals and therefore men couldn't become women. And that is not a controversial view to anyone sensible, including many trans people themselves who have transitioned to live as the opposite sex, but no, they aren't actually the opposite sex. Unfortunately, that nuance has been lost recently. What do you make of the idea that the NHS giving women, because it's only women who have the menopause, because only women can go to the menopause, giving advice on its pages, which are really important health pages. I find, whenever I'm looking for health advice, look at the NHS, you know you're going to get sensible, not some mad nutter who claims to know something about this subject. Taking the word woman out of that and referring to, you know, people who have menopause and the like. What do you make of it?
I just think it's nonsense. I don't think you can speak about the menopause, periods, childbirth without using the word woman. I had a look at the guidance myself, and they sort of danced around what the menopause is without actually mentioning the word woman or female, which I'm not surprised that I know a couple of midwives who have actually said that men can give birth now as well. So it's not surprising that the NHS are doing this. But I've also spoke to other sensible professionals who have said removing such words from guidance is actually quite dangerous to health. Yeah. A lot of people, well, a lot of women in general don't know that they've got, you know, cervixes, as silly as that might sound. But we've actually got public figures, for lack of a better term, who are biological men saying that they've got cervixes on national TV, on Twitter. So you're then going to have women thinking, well, do I have a cervix?
Yeah. But again, and also, you know, women in this country who speak English as a second language or don't speak very good English and not really knowing, you know, is this something that concerns me? Whereas you target this at women, you know, this is women's healthcare because it involves women and only women. And if you are born a man and you transition to be a woman, you know you were born a man, so you know you ain't got a cervix, you ain't got a womb, you haven't got, these are not your issues. And so it's not an issue. And if you have been born a woman and you're living as a man, whatever surgery you've had done, you know, you will know you are still biologically a woman and you need to deal with this. But this doesn't happen with men's health. You don't see, I mean, we've seen this with charities, we've seen this with, you know, companies selling, you know, sanitary towels and tampons and things like that. But you don't see this with charities that deal with men's health, whether it's testicular cancer or prostate cancer. They don't talk about people with prostates or people you know, who need to check their testicles. It's men. So why is this only happening to women?
I'm not sure. I personally think, you know, women who transition to men are sensible and they seem to know that they will remain women no matter what they do to their body. But you have got this this sort of flurry of men who think throwing a dress on and putting a bit of lipstick on actually makes them a woman. So I think they're pushing very hard on this. They really want to be included for their own sort of...
But it's almost like it's... I mean, I think it's misogyny. I do think it's like a hatred of trying to erase women. And I don't think it's actually, a lot of the time, it's trans women. It's people, you know, live your own life. I don't care what you wear or what you call yourself, you know, but you know, you can't pretend you're something that you're not when those things matter. And you do or you don't have a cervix. It's not a matter of how you feel.
I don't know if it's hatred. I would agree that they're trying to erase women. And I also agree with you as well about trans friends who know that they're biologically what they were born. But I would definitely say it's a part of... Yeah, it's erasing women. It's these men.
It is. Absolutely. I mean, we also had the Royal College of Midwives. They tweeted a statement the other day about how babies are assigned sex at birth. No, you look down and it's a boy or a girl, unless it's a tiny, tiny, tiny group of people in between. Just finding at Halifax, basically they've done their preferred pronoun badges for their staff. Lots of people cross about it, and they've been basically telling people if you cross about it, feel free to close your account. I've got a couple of Halifax accounts. I'm thinking of doing just that. But it is extraordinary that this is being seen as something that is necessary or normal. The badge we're showing on screen now, Gemma, preferred pronouns, you know, she, her and hers. Have you ever met a Gemma who isn't a she?
No, I haven't. It's division, that's all it is. You've got people that are going to be scared not to put their pronouns on their badges.
Exactly. Well, you're a transphobe.
Yeah, you be a transphobe. So I've got friends who actually work in places, and when these discussions are taking part, my friends just don't take part because they're so scared that they will lose their job.
Exactly. And we saw what happened to your university as well. It's absolutely extraordinary. Lisa Keir, thank you for standing up for this. You've been very brave. Thank you for that.